Ty Borden was the heart of Heartland. When he died, it felt like the soul of the show died with him. Fans cried, Amy broke, and the ranch felt colder than ever before. But now everything we thought we knew is being questioned, because Ty Borden is back. Not in a dream, not in a flashback, he is standing right there alive. So how is this even possible? Ty Borden wasn't just a character on Heartland, he was a journey. From a troubled teenager with a rough past, to a loving father, husband, and skilled veterinarian, Ty's story was one of growth, redemption, and loyalty. He came to Heartland angry and lost, but the Fleming family gave him a second chance. And he didn't waste it. At first, Ty was just a ranch hand working under Jack, but slowly he built a connection with the animals, the land, and most of all, with Amy. Their bond was something rare. It grew naturally through small moments, shared pain, and big dreams. Viewers watched them fall in love, face danger, grow together, and raise a beautiful daughter named Lyndy. Ty wasn't perfect. He made mistakes. He left when he needed to find himself. He struggled with his past, but every time he came back stronger. That's what made fans love him. He was real. He had fire, but he also had heart. Then season 14 came, and with it, the most shocking twist in Heartland history. Ty died. Just like that. After surviving everything, wolves, accidents, even an assassin's bullet, he collapsed from a blood clot caused by that same injury. The show didn't build up to it. There were no goodbyes. One minute he was there. The next, he was gone. Fans were devastated. Many stopped watching. Others begged for a rewrite. People couldn't believe that. Ty, after everything, was written out so suddenly. It felt unfair. Not just to the fans, but to Amy and Lyndy, who were left to pick up the pieces. The writers explained it was a creative decision, tied to the actor's departure. But even then, hearts remained broken. Over time, the show shifted its focus. Amy became the center. Her journey as a single mom, learning to heal and rediscover, her passion took over. It was powerful in its own right. But no matter how strong Amy became, one shadow always lingered. The memory of Ty Borden. He appeared in dreams, in old photos, in moments of silence. Amy would look at Lyndy and see him. Jack would mention him and pause. Even when he was gone, Ty was still a part of everything. That's how big his legacy was. And now, as season 19 unfolds, we are being told that Ty may not be gone after all. Early clips, cryptic dialogue, and even actor rumors have fans buzzing. A figure in a cowboy hat walking from the woods. A voice that sounds familiar. And Amy's shocked expression. The scene cuts to black, but the message is clear. Ty's return is happening. This changes everything. If Ty is back, then Heartland is heading into its most emotional and unexpected storyline yet. It brings back hope. It also brings back questions. Where has he been? Why did he disappear? And how will Amy react when she sees the man she thought she lost forever? Ty Borden's story was never really over. Maybe it's just beginning again. Some fans noticed it before anyone else. Strange looks, odd lines, moments that felt out of place. At first, they seemed like random choices by the writers, but now, looking back, they feel like breadcrumbs. Small signs, carefully hidden, that hinted at something much bigger. Ty Borden's return was not just a surprise. It was a secret waiting to be found. One of the first signs came in Amy's dreams. More than once, she spoke of Ty visiting her in sleep, giving her advice, or just standing in silence. She always woke up crying, but calm. At the time, we all thought it was her grief speaking. But what if it was more? What if Ty wasn't just in her dreams, but reaching out in some way? In another episode, Jack was fixing the old barn and stopped mid-sentence. He stared into the distance and whispered, he'd be proud. When Tim asked who he meant, Jack just smiled and walked away. A simple moment. But now, it feels heavy. It's almost like Jack knew something he didn't want to, say out loud. And then there's Caleb. His behavior this season has been strange. He's usually loud, confident, always joking. But lately he's been nervous, distracted. He disappears for hours. One episode showed him on the phone whispering, "She deserves to know the truth." Viewers thought it was about a new relationship, maybe a secret child. But what if he was talking about Amy and Ty? Even Lyndy has had moments that raise questions. In one episode, she pointed to the woods and said, "Daddy's hiding there." Amy froze. Everyone thought it was just a child's imagination. But what if Lyndy somehow felt his presence before anyone else? It's not just the storylines either. Behind the scenes, eagle-eyed fans spotted small details. In a promo video, someone who looked like Graham Wardle, the actor who played Ty, appeared briefly in the background. The shot was quickly removed. Some said it was just old footage. Others believe it was a mistake, that his involvement was meant to be a secret. Even the show's creators have been acting differently. In a recent interview, when asked about Ty, the director smiled and said, "Heartland is full of surprises. Sometimes the past has a way of walking right back into your life." That line felt like more than just a tease. It felt like a promise. So what does this all mean? Could Ty have survived off-screen somehow? Could there be a secret storyline where he faked his death for a reason? Witness protection? Memory loss? Hiding from a threat to protect Amy and Lyndy? All of these are possible in the world of drama. Heartland has always been about real emotions and healing, but it's also known for deep, slow-building surprises. And if this is one of them, then it's the biggest one yet. Ty's return would not only rewrite the present, it would reshape everything we thought we knew about the last few seasons. But perhaps the biggest clue of all is in the timing. Season 19 is a major season, a turning point. And what better way to honor the fans, the legacy of the show, and the love story that started it all, than by bringing back the man who never truly left our hearts? Ty Borden's shadow has been with us all along, but now it seems the shadow is stepping back into the light. She had finally learned how to live without him, or at least, that's what she told herself every morning when she woke up. Amy Fleming had walked through fire after losing Ty. The ranch still stood, the horses still ran, and her daughter Lyndy still smiled. But deep down, Amy knew something had changed forever. And just when she found her strength again, her whole world flipped upside down. Because Ty is back. Imagine spending years trying to heal from a loss, only to have that loss walk through the door like it never happened. That's the storm Amy is about to face. This isn't a flashback or a ghost. This is Ty, in the flesh, standing before her. And Amy doesn't know whether to run to him or run away. For the past few seasons, Amy's journey was all about healing. She threw herself into work. She trained horses, cared for Lyndy, and tried to stay strong for her family. We watched her break down in silence, holding Ty's old jacket. We saw her whisper goodnight to an empty bed. These moments showed her pain, but also her power. She was rising, slowly, without him. But now, with Ty's return, that progress is being tested. What does it mean to heal if the one you were healing from is suddenly standing in front of you again? Is it joy? Is it betrayal? Is it even real? Amy has questions. So many questions. Where has Ty been? Why didn't he come back sooner? Did he choose to stay away? Was he protecting her? Or hiding something? Those questions will break open old wounds, and not just for Amy, but for the entire Heartland family. Then there's Lyndy. She was just a baby when Ty died. Now she's a little girl who talks about him like a dream. What will it do to her to see her father again? Will she understand? Will she trust him? Or will she be afraid? And what will Amy tell her? That her father was alive this whole time? Amy's support system is strong. Jack, Lou, Tim, they've all helped her carry this pain, but even they may be shaken by Ty's return. Jack saw Ty as a son. Tim admired him. Lou, who has grown protective of Amy, might question Ty's reasons. The family bond will be tested in ways it never has before. There's also something deeper happening inside Amy. A part of her that feels guilt for moving on, for smiling again, for almost falling in love again. Will she now punish herself for letting go too soon? Or will she stand tall and face Ty, not as a broken widow but as a woman who survived the unthinkable? The return of someone you love doesn't always bring peace. Sometimes it brings chaos, because the pain doesn't just go away, the memories don't just restart, and the wounds that seemed healed, they might tear open again. Amy once said that love is about trust, patience, and courage. Now she'll have to live those words all over again. But this time the stakes are higher. It's not just about her, it's about a daughter who needs answers, a family that needs balance, and a heart that's been through war. Ty Borden is back, but Amy? She's not the same woman he left behind. And what comes next will decide if their story ends in disaster or a second chance. It's not just about Ty being alive, it's about what happens now. The moment he returns, everything changes, not just for Amy, but for the entire Heartland legacy. The future is no longer on the same path. It's now split into two roads, one with answers, and one filled with even more questions. First, let's talk about the big mystery. Why did Ty disappear in the first place? The show hasn't told us everything yet, but fans are already coming up with wild theories. Some believe he faked his death to protect Amy and Lyndy from a dangerous threat. Others say he lost his memory and only just remembered who he is. There are even ideas about a secret mission, witness protection, or a medical mistake that kept him hidden. Whatever the truth is, it's going to shake the core of Heartland. And what about Amy's trust? Trust doesn't return overnight. Even if Ty had good reasons, the pain of being gone, of letting his family grieve for years, will leave scars. For Amy, it's not just about love anymore. It's about rebuilding something that once felt unbreakable. That's going to take time and truth. Then there's the question everyone is asking. Is Ty back for good? Fans are hoping this isn't just a short arc or dream twist. If this is real, it means Heartland is ready to open a whole new chapter. One filled with second chances, deeper emotions, and even more powerful stories about family, love, and recovery. Imagine the storylines that could come next. Amy and Ty trying to reconnect after years apart. Lyndy learning to bond with the father she barely remembers. Ty returning to the vet clinic and facing the world that moved on without him. Can he find his place again? Or will the pressure of returning crush him? The ranch will feel different too. With Ty's return, the energy at Heartland shifts. There's hope again. There's fire. Jack might feel younger. Tim might soften. Even Lou, who always kept her guard up, might finally see a full family again. And most of all, fans will get what they've been waiting for: closure or revival. Let's not forget the bigger impact. The audience has grown with these characters for nearly 2 decades. Ty's death created one of the most emotional moments in the show's history. But bringing him back might create something even bigger. A healing moment not just for the characters, but for every fan who never truly let him go. Social media is already exploding with reactions. Some are crying, some are screaming, and some are just sitting in silence, staring at the screen, whispering, "He's back." TikToks, tweets, Instagram reels. Everyone is talking. This twist has reignited global interest in Heartland, from old fans returning to new viewers discovering the show for the first time. So what comes next? Will Ty and Amy rebuild their love from the ashes? Will Lyndy call him daddy like she used to in her dreams? Will the Fleming family grow stronger or fall apart under the weight of truth? No one knows for sure. But one thing is clear. This isn't just the return of a character. This is the return of hope, the return of everything Heartland stood for. And whether the path ahead is smooth or stormy, one thing's certain: nothing will ever be the same again.